All right, guys, welcome back to another session. I haven't done a YouTube video in ages, right? All right, guys, I'm here today with Paulie V, Ifbb Pro, and today we're going to be training a little bit of back. He's going to be running us through one of his training sessions, or just something similar to how he would train, and just pretty much guiding you guys as the viewers, but also me. So we're going to start off with doing a cable movement, he said, because he wants to try and keep the lower lat isolated. Why don't you run us through the basics of the exercises that we're going to do today?
Yeah, so we're going to do a high to low cable row, single arm, really focusing on that lower lat.
Yep.
And then I think we'll kind of take turns. I think you were saying that you want to do a lat pull down.
Yeah, a bit of lat pull downs. Yep.
Yeah. So I've struggled with lat pull down, so it'd be good to see how Eddie does it. He can,
we're pretty much just going to like sort of pick an exercise each and then run each other through the techniques behind what we do. Yeah. And then after the lat pull down, we'll move on to
do a
seated row.
Single arm seated row to hit more sort of mid to upper lat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then maybe finish with some barbell rows at the end, sort of finish with a compound movement, get a little bit of weight moving.
Yeah, sounds good.
But yeah, anyway, guys, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us just a brief explanation of what you're doing here?
So we're doing a high to low row. This is to really target that lower lat. We're going to think about bracing against the bench, driving the abs and shoulder down, and pulling the elbow to the hip. Again, really trying to focus on that lower lat.
What's your rep range usually on this one?
I actually like to keep a pretty wide rep range.
Yeah.
I go anywhere between 5 to 10.
Yep.
So just going as heavy as I can.
So going really heavy then?
Yeah. But
and do you do like maybe 1 or 2 warm-ups and then go straight into that heavy set, or do you build up to it?
So my first working set is a lot heavier.
Yeah.
So probably more like 5 to 8 on that one.
Yeah, okay.
And then I'll pull it down and try to get more reps.
Yeah. So you're not wasting too much of that good energy on the initial sets. You're just going 1 or 2 light warm-ups and then bang straight into the heavy ones. Nice. Do you have this foot back a bit, or?
I do the same leg forward.
You say, oh, like that?
Yeah.
Oh, so then you're crunching your hip and your elbow together, got ya. Yeah, that's why I thought I'll let him run the session and then I can pick up a few things from YouTube, Yeah, of course. Yeah. Like 10 aside or warm up?
Yeah, just a nice warm up.
All right, so the last warm up set was 20 kilos. Now you've put it up to what, 35?
I put it at 35. I don't really like to call it a warm up set. I call it a feeder set. Basically, you are still warming up, but you don't want to exhaust yourself. We're really just using this set to feel the weight. Obviously, if we jump from like a really light warm up to a working weight, it's a big jump and your body's like, what the hell is going on? So it's a good idea to do maybe 1 or 2 sets in between where you just feel that weight, you get your nervous system activated so that when it is time to do that working set, you can go all in.
Yep. And you're not wasting too much energy doing these by doing like say 10, 12, or 15.
Yeah.
We're literally going to do like what, 5 or 6 now?
5 or 6 reps.
And then just put it up and then shoot for around the same, but it's going to be a lot heavier.
Exactly.
All right, cool. So Paulie's just done his feeder set. I'm going to do mine now.
I might try to stack.
Not as thick as this man. Look at this man. How much are you weighing?
About 90 kilos at the moment.
90 kilos.
Yeah, what are you?
I think I'm about 88.
88. Oh, you're not that far behind.
The last time we met when we filmed, I was pushing 92, I think.
Yeah,
I was going hard.
Yeah.
That was about this last winter. And I think you were like, you were easing off. You were like, I'm done with bodybuilding.
I was, yeah.
You were like low 80s, 83, 84.
Yeah, it would have been, probably around the low 80s.
Yeah.
I was not focused on bodybuilding back then.
Yeah. But now Paulie was just telling me when we were in the kitchen that he's thinking, are we going to reveal it or?
Yeah.
I don't want to put it out there if you haven't made the decision yet.
Yeah, I mean, I am thinking about returning to bodybuilding. It's
so he's basically retired, but it's playing on his mind.
Yeah.
He's still finding that passion and that love for it. And he was just telling me in the kitchen that he's thinking maybe next year get back up on stage, see how we go.
It's been 4 years since I competed. Just recently moved to Melbourne, and I'm in a lot better mental space coming here, and
So you've had a year or so to settle in, get into the routine of work-life, training, balance, all that sort of stuff.
Melbourne's definitely the kind of new start that I needed.
Yeah, and coming from Perth, for the people that don't know.
Yeah, and the mindset's good, passion's returning, so possibly thinking about returning maybe end of next year. Yeah. But still got a lot more going to do.
Exciting, man. So get big, 100 kilos coming up.
Yeah, planning to get to 100 kilos. They increased the classic physique weight limit, so I need some more size to be competitive.
So what was the weight limit? So for your height, how tall are you? About 170 or 172?
Yeah, I'm 169.
Oh,
yeah,
170. Right, 170. So for your height, last time as an amateur winning your pro card, what was the weight that you had to come in?
So as an amateur, I was actually 79.
Yeah.
But just recently, the Ifbb increased the weight limits even more. So back then, even still now, the pros got more weight than the amateurs. Yeah. So as an amateur, I was 79, and as a pro,
and your limit was like 82 that you had to come in.
As a pro, yeah. But then just recently, they've upped it again. So as an amateur, not that I'm an amateur anymore, it's now 82.
Oh, for the amateurs.
Yeah.
Yep. And the pros are
87 for me.
7.
Yeah. So another 5 kilos, which is a lot of stage weight for people who don't know, you know, like.
5 kilos of pure muscle. We're talking like no body fat, close to no body fat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot to put on in even 2-3 years of training. Yeah. Like it's not easy.
Yeah. So I was just saying to Eddie that I probably need to be like 100 kilos off season.
And then bring it down.
To bring it down.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it then. Build these lats up, baby. All right, guys, so Terry's gonna jump in and Paulie's just gonna give you guys as viewers a few tips on how to actually perform this exercise.
Right. So first thing, really use his hand, like brace against, like push into the bench. There you go, good. And then we're gonna think about driving that shoulder down, keep the abs down, pull the elbow to the hip. Yeah, good. Nice, keep the abs on, shoulder down, elbow to the hip. Really squeeze that lat there. Good, nice.
So the reason that you get so much contraction on this exercise is because your leg is, the same side leg is forward to which you're pulling with. So when you pull that elbow towards your hip, everything just bunches up and you're getting a huge contraction at the bottom. Yeah. Where if you do it like the other way around, so that your leg, that the arm that you're driving with, and then that leg is pulled back, it's just a different feeling. Like you're in turn, you're stretching the muscle out by doing that.
Exactly, because the lats actually insert down into the hip.
Yep.
So if you're moving the hip at the same time you're moving the lat, you're not actually contracting that lat anymore. So you want to keep the hip nice and stable so that you're able to really shorten that lat by pulling it in nice and tight.
Yeah. All right, so you're going to pump out a working set now. Yeah. What weight are we looking at?
I'm going to try the whole stack.
Full stack?
Yeah.
50 kgs?
Yeah.
That's heavy, bro. Paulie didn't come here to fuck around. All right, let's get it. Nice, Paulie, come on. Good. Squeeze. How many was that?
10, 11 maybe?
Yeah. So if you can go more, you obviously want to keep pushing.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I view rep range as a guide only.
Yeah.
Like,
if you're full stacking it, but you can do 10, you've got to keep going. Right?
Well, I think the most important thing when it comes to training is just bringing it close to that muscular failure, right? Yep. Like, if I said 5 to 8 reps, but you know you had more in you, why are you stopping at 8? Like,
especially on a first exercise when your muscles are fresh, full of energy.
Like, you got to take yourself there. Like, if you know you have heaps of reps in the tank, like,
and you're leaving them behind.
Yeah, like, why stick to that rep range? It's a waste of time, you know?
100%. All right, let's go left side now. Come on, Paulie. All right, guys, I've done a little bit of an outfit change. Got the good old back day tee back on. This will be a proper working set now.
Yeah.
Feel free to throw in some pointers if I'm doing it wrong.
Good.
Do you turn your wrist like that or you keep it straight?
I keep it straight.
Straight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Crunch the abs as you pull in. Rib cage down. Yeah, yes. Come on. You got more. You got more. Come on. Yes, you got more. Keep going. Pull. Nice.
Oh, it's good, man. It's such a tight squeeze doing it. Like, I never done this first.
Yeah.
I usually do some sort of a pull down
Fair enough.
or even just a lower lat row machine.
I guess it just depends on what your priority is, you know?
Yeah.
Come on. Now the work begins. Come on. Pull. Good. Come on, Eddie. Pull. 3 more. 3 more. Let's go. Pull. Yeah. Good. Come on. Nice. 1 more. Yeah.
Oh. I was telling Paulie we should do these videos like once a week, but really, I just want him to coach me once a week. I need that motivation. I like it. I noticed my left side's a little weaker. Than the right.
So I actually, when I train by myself, I like to have actually a rest in between arms.
Yeah.
I know it's obviously a different arm, but
like your left to your right, you mean?
Yeah. Because even though like you're using a different arm, like if you're pushing yourself on one side, you're actually fatiguing the nervous system.
Yeah.
So you kind of just need to have like a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I usually will have about 30 seconds, maybe a minute on bigger exercises like 1 arm dumbbell rows.
Like what we probably should have done is like I'll do one side, you do one side,
and then,
I'll do one side.
Yeah, okay, got ya. That would have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was feeling a little less connected on the left side.
Yeah.
Normally when I do my 1 arms, I actually will start on my unpreferred.
Yeah.
It sort of helps a little bit if you're not having that bigger rest. So if you're training by yourself, generally you're gonna have one side that's stronger than the other.
Yeah.
What I recommend is starting on your non-preferred side, just so your nervous system's a little bit more fresh. You're gonna have a better connection to that whole side of the body, because you're like, say if you're right-handed, that's naturally gonna come easier to you. So that's just a little tip for you guys to try.
And it keeps you balanced as well, right? Because if you start on your strong side and you get like 15 reps, and then you go to your weak side, you're gonna get 10. It leaves you so unbalanced. Whereas like, if you start on your weak side, you can only get 10, then just do 10 on your strong side. You know, and eventually you'll balance out.
All right, guys, we're moving on to our second exercise for lats. We're gonna do a pull down, pretty standard movement, bit of a staple exercise for most people during their pull days.
I'll be honest, I actually don't do that pull down, so you have to give me the pointers.
I'll give you the pointers then. All right, maybe I'll go first. Here, Terry. First thing you wanna do is get yourself a pair of straps so that you can pull more weight. Generally, your back and your lats are gonna be stronger than your forearms and your grip strength. Now, what you want to do is make sure that your knees are slid right in, not too far, but that pad has to be basically resting on the middle of your thigh. And then you want to push your heels up off the floor so that you can secure your hips nice and tight in that pad when you pull down. What I like to do is turn my elbows in a little bit and then just focus on pulling the elbows down to the ribs. You'll notice that really crunches the lat a lot more than when you pull back like that. That activates a lot of rear delt. All right, so this is a bit of a warm up. All right, so as you can see, my feet are pushing up into that pad, which keeps my hips nice and secure, and then I can push my bum out like that, which keeps my spine straight, and then bang, crunch the lats together. So we're going to go with the same sort of thing set up in terms of the reps and stuff that Paulie was doing on the first one. So I only did like 7 reps and then we'll put it up a bit. Sweet. You want to pick a weight that you can ideally hold the rep at the bottom for like half a second. I know everyone likes to do these differently. That's how I like to do it. If you're doing it too heavy to the point where you can't even pause or break the momentum, I just feel like you're starting to recruit other muscle groups in order to get it down. If it's under control and you can get that squeeze, you're gonna get a much better contraction through your muscles. And then you know you're not just swinging the weight about.
Nice. Good. Let's work, come on. Yep. Come on. Let's go. Oh. Come on. Yep.
Good. Pause, 2 more.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. That's it. Next exercise, what are we doing?
Alright, we're going to do a single arm seated row. Again, this is going to be for the lats, but it's going to be slightly more mid to upper lat. As this seated row Eddie has here at ABW is actually slightly on the incline, so you're actually pulling up a little bit, which again is going to hit a little bit more of that mid to upper lat.
Yep.
So same premise as the lat exercise we did first of all. We're going to keep the abs down, keep the shoulder down, and really drive the elbow to the hip.
Yep. Rep range sort of the same as before, like one lighter and then go straight into 2 or 3 heavies?
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to do, so yeah.
Pretty much the whole workout's that.
Yeah. Really keeping that elbow nice and tight to the body.
Yep.
Slight crunch on that side to really
and not too much rotation, like when you're going for that stretch, yeah? Just sort of let your arm go forward a bit.
Yeah, just let the arm go forward, let that lat stretch.
Yep.
And then just pull back and squeeze.
Let's come around this side.
Yeah, you want to stay nice and locked in. A lot of people they rotate quite a lot, and they think they're getting more range, but they're not really because they're just rotating their body to try to get that range.
Yep, especially on the stretch as well. So as you can see, Paulie, go do your normal reps. Yeah, there's not much rotation. The shoulder and the elbow travel forward, and then he basically just drags that elbow back behind his hip.
You want to lock things in. The less things that move, the better. You only want the muscles that you're working to move. Everything else.
I think that ab crunch is probably one of the biggest cues for this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you keep your chest up and your spine straight, when you go to stretch, you're not going to feel the muscle pulling on the hips as much.
Exactly, because again, we want to think about shortening the muscle, and the lats run all the way down to the hip and into the upper arm. So if we're overarching, you're actually lengthening that lat. You want to crunch down so that everything can stay nice and short. You can really get a good squeeze there. I'll just do it myself.
Oh yeah, is that right?
Yeah. So I was just telling Terry that when we're doing a lat focused row, we just want to drive the elbow to the hip, because any further than that, what you're trying to, again, I've said it many times today, is what you're trying to do is you're really trying to shorten a muscle and get that deep contraction. So when you pull to here, that's actually the deepest the contraction your lat will get. If you pull any further, you can probably see that my lat is starting to lengthen now.
Yeah, and your rear delt taken over.
The rear delt is taken over.
Yep,
so
definitely.
It's not wrong to pull the elbow behind your body, but you're actually taking the tension off your lat. So it kind of just depends on your goal. If you're really just trying to isolate the lat, you only just want to pull to the hip. If you do want a little more rear delt, then pull behind you, sure. But when you're like a bodybuilder and you're really just trying to focus on a certain
This is a much more like specific way of training, guys. So if you're a beginner, you're gonna get more out of doing like the bigger movements where you're sort of training your back as a whole. This is a more isolated way of training for, I would say, intermediate to advanced athletes.
Yeah, really like more advanced athletes, particularly bodybuilders that are trying to bring up certain body parts. You really just want to isolate that muscle. But if you're just someone in the gym who's just generally wants more muscle, just wants to burn some body fat, then by using more muscle groups, you're going to get that.
That will benefit you more.
Exactly. So it kind of just depends on what you want.
To really feel this exercise, you've got to really crunch that ab at the start before you actually start pulling. And that engages the lat at the lower end. 100%. And then when you pull that shoulder and the elbow back, essentially you're contracting by pulling the shoulder and the hip together and doing that. So you can kind of lean into the side that you're pulling a little bit too. That's going to also help bring those two joints together.
Beautiful. Nice. Ooh.
I'm in the whip with authority, looking like Sky Bree, she got a body, ayy. And she been calling me daddy lately.
Good.
Want me to put her in days. Give me top every night, lip service. Abu Dhabi, with a bitch look like Sky Bree, ooh.
Nice strong compound movement. Middle portion of the back a bit more. How much weight do you want on there? Like maybe do a 20 each
Yeah,
side?
just do 20. Start off.
All right, so we'll do same sort of thing as before. Maybe 1 or 2 warm-ups, not trying to use up too much energy, maybe 5, 6 reps, and then straight into the heavier working sets. Here we go. Whooshed. Yeah, nice. This is gonna be a good finish, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just get those traps, you know. Timo neck. I usually go just where the grip starts.
Like here?
And then depending on where on my back I want to hit, if I want to hit more like the lower portion of the lats, which I don't think we need to do because we've done heaps already,
Yeah.
then I'll pull like to the bottom of the belt, lift the chest up.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to hit a bit more traps and upper back, I'll stay leaning over it and yeah, just sort of pull through the shoulders a bit more.
Yeah.
So it depends on like it depends where on the back you want to work. So if you want to hit more here, middle of the back, bit of traps, you can either flare your elbows out just a little bit or just stay bent over the bar and pull a little bit higher up, like say maybe above your belly button. If you're trying to hit the lower lats in this portion here, then lift your chest up on a 45 degree and pull the bar below the belly button. Because as you can see, that's gonna squeeze that lower portion of the lats as opposed to this, which you're activating a little bit more rear delt, a little bit more trap and rhomboids. 4, good. 5, 6, yep, that's it. Big boy. All right, we'll put on maybe 80.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Nice. There you go. Beautiful. Good. Come on. Come on. There you go. Wrap it out. Wrap it out. Let's go. Good. 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 Come on.
Oh, feeling that. Woo! You gonna hit the same weight or
Yeah. Same way.
be a little bitch? Yes. Big back.
Just did deadlifts a couple days ago as well.
All right, guys, end of the session. We thought we might as well do a pose down, considering the last time, well, maybe 2 videos ago, we did a pose down, but we were both pretty lean.
Yeah.
Now we're a bit thicker,
Bit thick.
not so lean.
Eddie's gonna show me up here.
Yeah. All right, let's take this off. I'm hoping that my aesthetics are gonna pull me through this one.
Mad tan.
Oh, I haven't done one of these in a while.